Hello and welcome to this Happi VideoBite. I'm Christine Esposito. Consumer expectations are redefining cleaning, pushing formulators to do a lot more with less. Traditional surfactants can fall short on sustainability, mildness, and multifunctionality, but I know there's solutions out there, and that's why I've asked Coast Southwest team to join me today. I'd like to welcome Jared Kaltenbach, who's Vice President Surfactants, and Caroline Tracy, who's Applications Laboratory Manager. Caroline, Jared, thanks for joining me.
Thanks
Thanks,
for having
Christine.
So why are biosurfactants such a focus right now for Coast Southwest? And can you also tell me what is the importance and value behind these ingredients?
So for us, we see mild sulfate-free formulations are really driving innovation in the personal care market. 70% of new formulations are sulfate-free. Biosurfactants really represent a convergence of performance, sustainability, and future-proofing of formulations, which is exactly where we think the personal care industry is heading. We see regulatory and retail pressure is real. Formulators are being pushed away from traditional surfactants due to environmental persistence, aquatic toxicity, increased scrutiny on ethoxylation and fossil fuel-based feedstocks. Biosurfactants provide a bio-based, biodegradable alternative without forcing formulators to completely redesign their systems. Consumer expectations have matured as well. Consumers no longer satisfied with sulfate-free formulations that don't perform. They want more naturally derived and even fermentation-based ingredients, lower irritation to provide safety for their families, and really taking care of the environment. Sustainability is a must-have and not just greenwashing like has been prevalent in the past. Biosurfactants really check all these boxes in a way that many legacy surfactants can't do.
For me, biosurfactants are exciting because they are long-awaited innovation. Most mild surfactants are considered mild simply because they're not as effective at cleansing as traditional surfactants. HoliSurf, on the other hand, outperforms all kinds of surfactants on both cleansing ability and mildness. So the trade-off that formulators have struggled with for decades no longer applies. HoliSurf is as ideally well suited for the gentlest of applications, such as baby care, as it is for performance-driven applications like a laundry detergent, for example. That makes them really remarkable.
And really, once again, we see this as a strategic differentiation for Coast Southwest. Coast Southwest has long been known for best-in-class service. Now we want to also be known for best-in-class innovation. This really positions us as a forward-looking, innovation-driven supplier to our customers. It opens our door to more indie, prestige, and sustainability-focused brands, and supports storytelling, even in a surfactant basket, which is not typical. Bottom line is biosurfactants allow Coast Southwest to move the conversation really from commodity surfactants to ingredient solutions aligned with regulatory, environmental, and consumer demands.
Sure. So, Caroline, why should formulators get excited about experimenting with HoliSurf?
Great question. I don't even know where to begin. HoliSurf is extremely flexible and a little goes a long way. So whether you're the formulator who wants to be at the forefront of innovation and sustainability, or the formulator who's been tasked with decreasing costs while maintaining a standard for performance and aesthetics, HoliSurf provides a compelling solution. It has benefits for skincare, hair care, and beyond that are extremely well backed by science. Data supports that even small use levels of HoliSurf can drastically improve the mildness and performance of finished formulations. It is so mild and microbiome friendly, in fact, that it is also suitable for leave-on skincare or cosmetic applications, where it can increase moisturization, act as a co-emulsifier, or even a fragrance solubilizer. This kind of multifunctionality encourages and enables creativity. Coast Southwest has developed two biosurfactant performance concentrates with this technology, endinomild BSB1 and endinomild BSB2. These surfactant concentrates provide access to the innovation of glycolipids in a familiar and easy-to-use format. Although both blends are sulfate-free, they are easily thickened upon addition with salt. This allows formulators to quickly and easily develop fantastic, clean beauty formulas without compromising.
This no trade-off narrative is one of the most powerful marketing advantages glycolipids deliver. It is claim-friendly and story-rich for marketing as well as formulators to work with.
All right. So, what are some myths or misconceptions about glycolipids that you could debunk?
I can start with that, Christine. One myth is that biosurfactants are too weak to replace traditional surfactants. Science has proven that the detergency of HoliSurf's glycolipids is not only competitive, but in many cases an improvement compared to other popular surfactants. And this applies to personal care and beyond. More often than not, you can actually achieve comparable or even better detergency with lower active use levels when using HoliSurf, either alone or in combination with other surfactants. Another myth people may believe is that biosurfactants don't foam very well. While they do not have the same flash foam as a sulfate, for example, they do generate creamy, dense, and stable foam, and this foam profile is ideally suited for facial cleansing or luxury type foam applications. HoliSurf is unique because it can be positioned as either a primary or secondary surfactant in a formula, and typically in any formulation, the best practice is to combine several surfactants until you get the exact foam profile that you want. A last thought that people may think that's not true is that biosurfactants are unstable or difficult to work with. And this sentiment comes up again and again towards greener alternatives to conventional chemistries, but that does not make it true. In reality, glycolipids are stable within a wide pH range and different processing temperatures, so they can be used in hot or cold process formulas and are widely compatible with ingredients commonly used in personal care. I like to think of them as being engineered by nature, which makes them resilient, and my formulation work in the lab has only reinforced that thought. So, Jared, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, on the commercial side, we see many formulators and purchasing groups look at biosurfactants and automatically think this means expensive. In reality, the cost and use is often very competitive due to low required use levels, reduced need for other ingredients to lower irritation or improve performance, a stronger consumer perceived value, and finally, Holoferm's patented manufacturing process that brings economies of scale to biosurfactants. It's a formulation economics question, really, and not just a raw material cost question. Many brand managers and marketing groups feel that these are just a marketing fad. In reality, glycolipids are not a fad. They're a long-term structural shift driven by regulation, sustainability, and biotechnology advances. They're likely to become a foundational tool, not just a niche ingredient. Biosurfactants and HoliSurf in particular represent a rare moment where performance, science, sustainability, and consumer demand all align. For formulators, this isn't about chasing trends. It's about expanding the surfactant toolbox with ingredients that let you solve problems more elegantly than before.
Oh, that's perfect. Sharon, Caroline, thank you so much for walking us through this. I can really understand now more why glycolipids are an option and why formulators need to definitely reach out to Coast Southwest, find out more about it and how they can make the most of this technology. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.